We'll talk when we're safe.
Hello, and welcome into another video. Today is BrickSlopes 2024 MOC update number 2. The title may be different from that, but wanted to go over sort of some progress that I've been doing. Right now I'm waiting on some parts to come in so that I can actually start building the actual base, and we'll start with Alkenzi and then make our way over to the garrison and then the Sacred Valley. But so first, while I was waiting for those parts, I was able to put together the ships that I'll be needing. So right now I've got 2 TIE fighters in progress. I guess I've got a 3rd in progress technically. But then I've also got this Imperial Shuttle, which we'll go ahead and we'll start with the Imperial Shuttle. So as you can see here, I started off with the cockpit. So basically the base of this was the 2021 Imperial Shuttle Tidarium. It's a massive downgrade to the previous Tidarium Shuttle, which I do have that somewhere in my collection. I can't quite get to it right now, but that set was really good, and this set, after putting it together, was not so great, but this set does accomplish the look, is smaller, and was like $20 to get used. So it was a pretty easy place to start off. So I smoothed off everything that I could. Tried to use tiles wherever I could, and not have studs exposed. Then I replaced the transparent windscreen with just a black piece, and then put some black curved slopes on either side to give it that more clean and rounded look. It does fingerprint pretty well, which I can't tell if you can see on the camera or not, but definitely something that when I put it on display I'll have to bring like a microfiber cloth to clean those off so that it doesn't look that way in person. The guns I modified so they can actually raise and lower the way that they would in universe. And then the most substantial change that I made was the wings, which you can see there. The side wings are all brick built now, which I've always liked how Lego has made this sort of top fin all brick built, because then it's smooth on just about every side, no studs on top. It's a great technique, and so I modified the wings to have that same technique and also be a little taller. So they went from looking like that to how they look now, which I think looks pretty good. And then you can see, actually you can see from this angle that, I tried to build a little ramp here. I may end up changing the look of that. The 2021 model does not look great from underneath because it's got this large like Technic beam going all the way through, which it makes it really hard to put in like a ramp, hence probably why the set didn't have it. But then if we go ahead and we turn it around back, you can see that I went ahead and added, or tried to add, the little turret in the back. Obviously it's not perfect, but it was kind of hard to do at this scale. And then the engines here, I replaced what was the white plate that those tiles sat on with some light aqua plates, and I think that gives that more of a like glow, though I may end up changing that color just to see if I can't find something else that would pop a bit more. But I think that's about it for this Imperial shuttle. So let's go ahead and we'll start talking about the TIE fighters. So here we have sort of my Imperial TIE Fighter design. You can see that I used the TIE Interceptor body as opposed to the old Junior's body. I think it looks a lot better this way, and I really only changed the side, so that is now the connection. Where one Technic beam goes in there, and then that will connect to the wing, that stud. So it works pretty well. The only unfortunate part about it right now that I may end up changing the design because of is just that if you set it down on the bottom of the wings, right now we've got it suspended on this trans clear pole or pillar, but if you were to set it down, the wings have a tendency to slide out like that, which, I mean, it's not too bad because pinching them together, that's about as far as they slide out, but with gravity it keeps them straight in line where they should be. So I think that looks pretty well. Obviously there's still some work to be done, because I mean, you can tell that these clips on the sides here, a lot of those don't actually clip together, which is kind of weird, kind of odd to me. One of those things that you discover when like physically building Lego as opposed to using like a designer program, because as you can see, this was one of my first wing designs, and as you can see, it works there, and so I figured that it would work on the rest, but it doesn't work there. And so then we'll go ahead and turn this around and I figured out a new design, which is this one here. And by just sort of pushing that in a little closer, actually, I was able to get that to fit completely. Now, right now, I've got these minifigure stands just sort of as placeholders. We'll change those out for some light bluish gray plates, but I actually like this design quite a bit more, because now instead of trying to round it off with these ingots, it just sits flush, and I think that actually looks really nice. And so these TIE fighters are a work in progress, but I think ultimately they'll turn out really nice looking. I'm already really liking how they're looking so far, and like the spring-loaded shooter holes were easy to fill with some inverted slopes, and then round front we've got those Friends lipstick pieces as the small little cannons. Those look really good in my opinion, especially with the light bluish gray headlight brick. I think they turned out really well. And yeah, so with my MOCs, or particularly this MOC, I'm trying to focus on one section at a time. However, sometimes my brain gets to thinking, and sometimes I just can't shake like my thoughts until I get them figured out. And so, one of those things, for example, that I spent some time on was sort of these. Let's see if I can't get these in the focus range. But these are my builds for the sort of the credit carriers. I'm not sure what those are actually called in universe, but the large rolls with all those credits. I knew I wanted to use metallic gold, and it turned out that actually using the ingot piece gave me a lot of the angles, because I think they're like 10-sided, according to the lore, and to get that small enough to have a figure carry it, it was quite difficult. I tried out quite a few different designs, but ultimately I think this was one that I was quite happy with. And we'll go ahead and we'll grab some figures just to show you the size. So you can see that it's pretty comparable in size to those figures, and it's actually a pretty easy build. It is just simply, if I can take one here, and I'll just take off. All we really need to take off is the one, but we'll go ahead and we'll take off two. But so you can see that all it really is just a couple of, I believe they're called Travis bricks, but they're the ones with studs on all sides except for the bottom. And then I took a lightsaber, a bar piece, and just put it in between them, and then just slid the gold ingots to the middle, because the ingots don't have any like blockers in the middle, and so you can actually fit them on at not a perfect angle. And so I think those look really good. I know I was looking online, and I saw one person used like minifigure heads for it, and that looked alright, but just wasn't quite the design I wanted to go for. And I did want to use metallic gold. I don't believe there's a figurehead in metallic gold. If there is, there's not one that I think is very affordable. So yeah, for now I think that's all I really have to say for mock update number 2. I really hope that you guys enjoyed, and next time we should be able to get started on the Alkenzi Air Base. So looking forward to showing you that, and bye bye.